everybody, my name is Roshni and thank you so much for joining me today for this absolute beginner friendly crochet headband. If you have been following my introduction to crochet series, my beginner series, welcome. And if you're an absolute beginner crocheter, thank you so much for joining me. I think you're going to enjoy this. It's something that you can make for yourself or you can make as a gift for your loved ones. And it's very, very simple. You're simply going to make a chain, a crochet chain as I have taught, and you're going to build on it with simple single crochet stitches. Very, very simple. Now all you need is your yarn, and today I'm going to be using this chenille yarn. It's on the thinner side, but not too thin or not too thick, so it's something that you can definitely work with ease. And you're definitely going to need your hook. Today I'm going to be using this 4mm crochet hook, and then you're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need a tapestry needle. Obviously I've got multiple because, well, these things have a way of getting lost, so just safely, keep them in there. And then obviously you're going to need your measuring tape to measure the size of your head or whoever it is that you're making it for. Today I'm going to be making a toddler headband, so it's going to be 19 inches long, and then it's probably going to be around maybe 3 inches wide, so it's not going to be a very big one. So yeah, with all that said and done, let's get straight into it. So to begin, we are going to make our slip knot. I've got a tutorial on how you can make a crochet slip knot if you are not familiar with it. And then we're going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now because I'm going to start my first single crochet into the second chain from the last, I am going to measure up to the 10th chain stitch. So I'm going to take my measuring tape, and then I'm going to measure from the beginning here up to there, and it's 3 inches, and that's going to be the width of our headband. Now starting from the second chain, I'm going to make my first single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So because you skipped that first stitch, that leaves you with 10 single crochet stitches at the end of the first row. Now at the end of each row, you're always going to be chaining 1 and then turning your work. Now this first stitch over here that's way up here does not count as a stitch. Your stitch always starts at this second stitch over here, this little second V that we have here. Now your stitches are always going to be these little V's that are on top here, for those of you that don't know. So starting in the second one from the last, we're going to do our second row of single crochet stitches. It's very, very simple because this is pretty much what you're going to be doing throughout this tutorial until you reach your desired length. And for me, it's going to be 19 inches long, 3 inches wide. When you get to the last stitch, this is how your 2 rows so far are supposed to be looking like. Chain 1, starting in the second stitch here, which we'll consider our first stitch always. We're going to make single crochet into every stitch up until the very end. Now, a little disclaimer, my kids are in the next room, so you might hear little voices having a party. The life of a mommy. I hope that doesn't bother you too much. But I had to get on here and just kind of, do a little bit of something with my beginner crocheters. So now we're on our third row. I'm going to do 2 more rows, and then I'll meet you when I've completed my length. So it's very, very simple. It's not complicated. People will tell you that it's complicated to crochet. It's not complicated. You just need to grasp the basic stitches, and you can literally make anything using those very basic stitches. Like anything that you have to learn begins with these very beginner stitches. So I'm at the end of round 4. I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and then start row 5. And you find that the more you keep on repeating like a certain stitch, the better you get, the better you become. It's all about practice, and I find that these absolute beginner projects are the best way. Sorry, just trying to get my hook into both loops. The more you practice, the better you become. That's the fun part about crochet, that you can start today, and 3 months from today your work will be so much better. Like, you can literally see the progress, and it pays off. So I'm on my 5th round. Very, very simple, very easy. Into the last stitch, the 10th stitch. Always make sure that you count your stitches, because sometimes you might skip a stitch and realize that at the end you've got maybe 8 stitches. It happens a lot when you're beginning. Sometimes your hook just kind of misses that one stitch, and you end up with work that's kind of going, so always just count your stitches and make sure that you've got your stitches. And yeah, here we are. So I'm going to repeat this until I get to 19 inches in length, and then I'll meet you guys for the last and final step. So I'm done with my headband, and it is measuring exactly 19 inches. Just to quickly measure. Let's see. 19 is over here, and then the beginning of the measuring tape is over there. So that is perfect. Now the next step would be to attach both ends of the headband, and we're going to do a little bit of sewing. So this is where your tapestry needle is going to come in handy. So I'm just going to cut some yarn. I'm going to cut off the rest of it, but I'm going to leave like a long enough tail to do the sewing. And then I'm going to fasten off. Now fastening off is simply, instead of doing a chain one, you just pull through the entire yarn and then you tighten. And when it's like that, you've fastened off your work. So now we're going to take our tapestry needle and then the long tail that we just reserved for sewing, and then we're going to thread in that tail simply like that. Place it on the side, and then we're going to take this side, this end of the headband, we're going to fold it in half like that. We're going to do the same for this end. For this end, let me just move it in, and then we're going to fold it in half too, like that. So now we've got two halves from both ends of the headband, and what we're going to do is that we're simply going to connect the two like that. So it's almost like a sandwich. As you can see, this part is going right in the middle there, and then this part is going in the middle of that end. So it's like a little puzzle. If you look closely, it's like a little puzzle, just clicking together like that. And then just adjust the corners, make sure that there's no corner that's sunk in, because you kind of want to sew all parts equally. So now taking our needle, we're going to start from this corner right through to the end, and then just kind of weave in the needle, and however you feel comfortable. I am just literally going over and weaving in from one side straight through to the other, and I think I'm just going to go back in the opposite direction that I came from, I mean, just like that. Yep, the babies are in the background still having a party, but we're about almost done with this headband, so I would say that we did win. So I'm just completing the last of my sewing. I usually just go like back and forth because I don't want my piece to unravel as time goes on, and then I just kind of fasten it right there. When I'm very certain that everything is done, usually just for like a neat fasten, I just weave in my needle like that, and then I cut my yarn just close enough, and that is done. So you have something that looks like this. Now the big exciting part is flipping this. So right now this is the inside of the headband, and I'm simply going to flip it over like so. And I'm just going to make sure that I see a little corner here that is sticking out. I'm probably going to go back with my needle, and also this part keeps flipping back up, so maybe I'm just going to go inside. If this happens to you, this is also one of those little tricks that you can do to just kind of keep the corners down. I'm just going to go inside right at that corner and just fasten it up. I'm probably going to weave in my needle to the opposite side and fix that other little corner. See this little corner that's sticking out? I'm just going to fix it up with my needle. I hope this is not confusing you, but really it shouldn't. Because one of the things about putting crochet projects together is the ability to just work around with your needles and your crochet hooks until you have like your desired result. Okay, with that done, I'm just going to set everything aside, flip it back, and there you have it. You have your little headband, your first headband. Not too shabby. I should confess that this is actually the first time my first time making this headband, so I'm going to keep on practicing so that this middle part here also looks flawless, but so far I'm quite happy with how this headband turned out. So you can try it out with different types of yarn and it'll still come out perfectly, and I love the fact that it's got a stretch to it. So yeah, just going to poke that in, and there you have it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If there are any beginner projects that you would like me to do tutorials for, just let me know in the comment section and I will gladly bring them on here. But thank you so much guys for doing this with me. I really hope that you had fun making this cute little headband, and I hope that I see you soon next time in the next video. All right, bye bye.